The crankshaft is one of those maneuvers that never fails to impress the audience. It's particularly effective for transitioning from high speed to low and slow flight. Conceptually, it's pretty similar to a knife-edge spin. While in a knife-edge spin, the airplane descends in a vertical line, the crankshaft is performed on a horizontal or sometimes on a 45-degree up or down line. The key is to harness the plane's high speed and convert that energy into a few rotations around the plane's lateral axis, all while maintaining the original direction of travel. For setup, you'll need full deflection on all surfaces. Technically, you can start a crankshaft from different angles or orientations, but for this video I will focus on an inverted horizontal entry. Let's get into it. Start in inverted horizontal flight. I've found that keeping the throttle at around 75% works best for me. If the plane is not moving fast enough, it will not have enough inertia to tumble, and the elevator may lose airflow very quickly. However, if you're going too fast, the maneuver can happen too quickly, making it pretty hard to time the inputs correctly. To initiate the crankshaft, I add about half left aileron, a touch of left rudder, and full down elevator. Once the plane completes the initial half rotation, I begin to neutralize the rudder and aileron. As the rotation starts to slow down, I sometimes apply opposite aileron, in this case right aileron, to extend the tumble a bit more. Now let's talk about the exit. There are several ways to exit the crankshaft. I often exit with an additional roll at the end. Once the plane loses momentum, I apply full left aileron to transition into a rolling harrier-like motion, using rudder and elevator to guide the plane back in the original direction. I've also seen a pretty cool variation where the plane adds an extra pinwheel and exits in a downline. I haven't tried this yet, but I will give it a try and might record a tutorial in the future. One thing to remember when practicing this at home: even if you replicate my movements, you may not get the crankshaft you expect on the first try. Timing and input amounts are critical and can vary between planes, especially during the entry phase. Let's look at a common mistake I see sometimes on people new to this maneuver. Many of today's aerobatic planes have significant tail authority. If you apply elevator too early or don't use enough aileron, the plane will perform something closer to a waterfall and lose momentum quickly. If that happens, reset, try again and use more aileron, or adjust your timing so the aileron input comes in a bit before the elevator. If you're still struggling with the crankshaft entry, experiment with different amounts of rudder input. Some planes barely need rudder and respond well with just aileron and elevator, while others need loads of rudder to initiate that sideways tumble. As always, if you're learning this maneuver and have access to a flight simulator, I highly recommend practicing there first. Although simulators don't do a great job replicating maneuvers that rely on momentum, like crankshafts or knife-edge spins, they're still great for getting the hang of the inputs and building muscle memory. Just remember that you will need to experiment a few times with your real plane to find the perfect entry speed and balance of aileron, rudder and elevator inputs to successfully execute the crankshaft.